you have to get unstuck. Struggling to stay organized and actually getting things done? Well, you're not alone. The key isn't working hard, it's working smarter with the right systems. Today I'm going to show you 6 simple but powerful strategies to get your life in order so you can finally stop feeling overwhelmed and start making real progress. If we haven't met, I'm Samuel Smiley, and welcome to a space where you'll be encouraged, challenged to reach your goals in life. And if you're serious about building better habits, staying organized, and creating real success, you're in the right place. But before we begin, you should consider in this moment, what's your biggest struggle with staying organized? Now listen, this is a time where you can blame no one, but instead I want you to realize that you are in control. I have been where you are, and many others as well. And quite honestly, some of us are still in this place. Some of us are still struggling to be in this place. It is not like you are like, oh, Sam, I want to stay here. No, it's like you're watching this because some inkling of you is saying, I have procrastinated for so long and I'm going to be in the same place I was last year, the same place I was last month, the same place I said I would not be. But yet and still, here you are. Take that. Take ownership of that. If you watched the last couple videos, and if you haven't, you should, just for the sake of going, it's in my control, my life, my body, my house, my shoes that I'm walking in. Yes, I may come from a background that is damaged. I may come from a place of trauma. However the case may be, it doesn't mean that your future has to be as such. But if you don't have your habits together, I can almost assure you it will be a place of misery and pain. And so with that, I want you to take the next couple minutes, put everything else aside, write this down if you need to, tag it, save it somewhere, come back to it. And let's never come back to this place again. And if we do, we'll come back knowing that we've got one more thing checked off, one more thing that we're going, okay, I'm going to put this in my tool belt, but I've already done the other things that I'm about to give you right now. And we're going to go over 6 main keys is what I like to call them. Or you can say, for the sake of understanding, key takeaways from this video that I want to give you that I myself am practicing daily to keep me on track for my goals. Key number 1. You have to be willing to stick out. You will be different when creating and sticking to new habits. Family and friends may find you weird or even rude for not doing what they want you to do, or even sometimes demand you to do. However, your routine comes first. Yes, you heard me. I didn't say your family. I didn't say your dog. I said your routine. You may have an issue with that. And I can understand, as it took me some time as well to be bold in my beliefs. But you have to believe in yourself more than ever now. Tom Brady was quoted as saying, if you don't believe in yourself, why is anyone else going to believe in you? And let's not take that lightly. We're talking about a man who walked onto the New England Patriots field after being the very last person picked in the NFL Combine and walked up to the owner, Robert Kraft, and said, I'm the best effing decision you have ever made in your life. Think about that. I'm paraphrasing. But wow, the balls on this guy, the ego, the drive, the belief that he knew that they had made the best decision and that everyone else would regret it. So much so, 7 Super Bowls of regret. This is important because you have to value your time, space, and even energy when changing your life for the better. And that includes saying no. All caps. I can't make it. Someone invites you out to eat. You know you have food at home. And this outing may even lead you to spending more money that you said you wouldn't do, or things you made a commitment to not do anymore. Say no. Move on. Win the moment, win the day, stick out, and be different. Let's keep this going. You then have to declutter your mind and space. My first step to organizing my life was clearing out my mental and physical clutter. And when I tell you this, I mean I went to town. Out come the boxes. Out come the paperwork from those drawers. Get rid of those clothes you don't need. Everything. Why? Because you're making space. You're making energy. You're removing energy. Old bugs. You gotta get that crap out of there. That clutter, it holds on to the past you. That is not you anymore. So if you have things that are cluttered and you're saying, I'm gonna be organized, well, then you have to first start by what? Decluttering. So I want you to pause this, even if you need to, clear up the space you're in. And if you can't do that, then make a note later, just a mental note. I'm gonna get this space cleared. I'm gonna get this car cleared. I'm gonna get this desk wiped off. That's your space. Own it. And here's a practical tip. Try the 2-minute rule if something takes less than 2 minutes. So if it takes less than 2 minutes, you're just gonna jump right to it and do it. If you go, oh, I'll do it in an hour, do it now. Do it immediately instead of letting tasks pile up. Clean your workspace, delete unnecessary apps, and write down nagging thoughts so that you're not stuck in your head. Number 2. Be non-negotiable. When we think non-negotiable, we think of others. But no, I'm talking to you. You are the problem we need to keep in check. Yes, we're owning it tonight. So show up and do what you said you would do. I said I would wake up at a certain time. Commit and do it. I said that I would study for that test. Sit down and do it. We can no longer procrastinate and be upset. And listen, I've done it. I'll be upset, not seeing results in my life, and I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I had to become binary. You have to become binary with your habits and your goals in order to see your goals become reality. So create a simple system that works for you. Forget complicated planners, and I'm probably gonna get some hate for that, but that's okay. Forget it. Okay? Why? Because everybody goes and they get their planner, they get their journal, and very few have the personality to stick to that type of habit forming or just ritualistic way. It's usually the girls who would write in this beautiful language, and you'd be like, man, they're going places. And they always had a little cute little heart, the dot for an eye. Those people should have a calendar. You should have a system. And what does that mean? You can even use ChatGPT. Put in what your schedule looks like. And I'm not kidding, I did this. I was like, here's my schedule. I need to be on time for these things. Here's my goals. I only have this much time to fit in. Help me build a system and a schedule that I can follow. My cell phone is my alarm in the morning. So I'm either going to be waking up from 6 or 6:30. And the reason that ranges is because it depends on what time I went to bed after going to the gym the night before. And when that happens, I do not put my phone beside my bed. It's across the room because I know that removes from me the option to hit snooze 5 minutes, snooze 10 minutes. Instead, that thing is across the room and I have to get up because I'm like, wow, I have 30 minutes. Me and my buddy ChatGPT talked about it. We got 30 minutes for this. We got an hour for this. We got an hour and a half for this. I have to dedicate this time in order to incrementally get the things and habits I want to get done. These are certain digital tools that you can use. You have other things like Google Calendar. You have Notion. You have physical things like sticky notes that you can put in and go, remember this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And here's another pro tip. Use time blocking to dedicate focus hours for important tasks, which is what I'm talking about. It's a way that you can basically multitask. I can get up in the morning, and by get up in the morning, I'm making sure that I'm going to get a certain amount of protein in, a certain amount of water throughout the day. That's the one way. The other thing is it also then allows me to sit at my computer and work on both of my businesses. Okay, so I can sit there, focus on this for 30 minutes, and I go, once that timing goes out, and sometimes I'll be really excited, or even making these YouTube videos and scripts, I'll be so excited, and I'll go, pause. Calm down. You have to move on. You have tomorrow. And this way you have to stick to the schedule because you don't know if you will get the next opportunity the way you think you will. So if you're sticking to it, it will compound no matter what. Number 3, you then have to know your vision. But not just know your vision. I want you to write it down. There's a study that suggests, and many people, you may have heard this, where they say, you can't just know your dream. You can't just have a vision, but you have to write it down. It says that in this study that majority of people who write their dreams down, they actually come to pass. Not only that, they stick to their dreams. There's something about pen to paper, and I will take it even further. And you can also check out a podcast that I really got this from with Mel Robbins, that he talked about meditating and taking your dream or vision and then writing it down. And here's what I did. Write 4 things down, and I want you to write them down like you're back in detention. Take one, and I want you to write it down 5 times. And I want you to take the next one 5 times, 5 times. You don't do this 4 times. You're then going to read them, and I want you to say them in your head only. Say them in your head only. Read them, breathe them over and over and over again. Then I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to visualize. For me, one of the visions I have is to talk to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you because of the preparation I've done before talking to you. I have been interceding, meditating for this moment with you. But again, that's with writing your vision, okay? And within that vision, you write it down and you say, what do you want? That's the answer you're giving. And do you know the question to ask yourself sometimes? How do I want to live? That's one thing you want to ask. How do I want to live? How do I want to feel about the purpose of what I'm doing? A lot of people are making money, but some people are still so lost because they don't have purpose. Again, you're going to hear me say this a lot. If you don't have purpose, you will still feel empty. You will still feel lost because we're all meant to have purpose. Get a notebook or pad. Design what you want for your life to look like, feel like, smell like. Go deep and add meditation and prayer. Don't forget to eat healthy because health is wealth. Number 4, add your dream and vision to your daily calendar. What does this mean? It means to build small, consistent habits within your day. This is where you incorporate small tasks into your day that contribute to the life you said, this is the last notebook, that you wanted for yourself. Again, this is what you just said, what you were just thinking about, or you may be going, I don't know what I'm going to say. But when you do decide that, this is where you now put little incremental, and I like to call it breadcrumbs. Oh, I love it. This is vital. Every day before I go to bed, I sit there and I think to myself, what did I get done today? How did I make sure that I moved a little bit further? So prioritize and set micro goals. Most people fail at organization because they don't have clear priorities. And one of the things that to keep in mind, use the Eisenhower matrix. Separate tasks into 1, urgent and important, do now. 2, important but not urgent, schedule. 3, urgent but not important, delegate. 4, not urgent and not important, eliminate it. Pretty simple. And honestly, that will keep you on track. There are things that I have literally said yes to in the moment. And those moments are moments where you have to go, what's the truth? Is this really important? Why did I sign up for this? It's not important. It doesn't serve me. I need to get out of this. I'm going to regret it anyway. I'm not going to bring the right attitude. It's going to mess up my day, mess up my flow. Eliminate it. Big changes happen through small daily actions. And here's an example. Want to read more? Start with 1 page a day. Want to wake up earlier? Adjust by 15 minutes at a time. And reminder here, success isn't about motivation. It's about systems and consistency. Again, it's about systems and consistency. Most people fail not because they don't have a good idea, not because they're not skillful, not because they're not talented, just because they did not stick to it. And listen, I'm right here with you. I'm in the same boat. Every single time you see me on here and every time you don't see me on here, if you don't see me on here, it means that Sam's not being consistent. Yeah, I said it. And I can't believe I said it, but I can, because we're in a season where we take ownership. So here's what I do. I try to stick to a 30 to 45 minute interval And sometimes, if I'm really into something, like I told you in the morning, I'll go over. But dedicated time towards the task is a sure way to get the goal done. We have to get them done. We have to see ourselves making progression and moving forward. A guy told me, he was struggling with this because he has so many goals and he's trying to achieve. And I said, that's great. What's the problem? He said, well, I start one and then I get pulled away to another. I asked, have you written any of these goals down? No. I said, okay, what you don't manage, you lose. A principle that I believe wholeheartedly. And I believe I got that from Think and Grow Rich, which is a book you should totally read. Here's what it looks like. Think and Grow Rich, great book. Long book, but the wisdom in these books, I definitely suggest you to read books that are over 50 years old, because the wisdom before cell phones and before TV, my Lord, is jam-packed, and you will be a more mature, more wise person than all the rest. And it doesn't mean that you're better. But it does mean that you're then able to be equipped in a world where we're so distracted to go farther and further than any of the rest. And that's important. Number 6, serve and be grateful in serving others. If your dream is the answer that someone else needs, you have purpose. And the more people you can provide that for, the more money, as a cause and effect, you can make. Think of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, and many, many more. Starbucks serves millions, if not truly billions of customers a day. How can you serve your community? Answer this question and you're on your way. I kid you not, when you tether your purpose of serving, combined with your dream of success and where you want to be in life, guys, I'm telling you that this is it. This is the last one. This is where it's at. This is the gold key, the gold nugget. It's shining before you grab hold. When you can tie them both together, I promise you it's going to be so much easier, because now this is not just about you, but you're serving. You're being habitual with your habits. You're having habitual living is what I like to call it. Because I'm actually doing these things that may seem like they're self-aggrandizing or self-intentioned, but truly they're for you. They're for someone else. Because I drive a nice car, but you know what I want more than my nice car? I want to help someone so they feed their family. I want to help someone so that they stay married and not get divorced. I want to help someone who then goes and gets therapy and stop making excuses for themselves, who gets off of drugs. I want to make a difference. And that's way bigger than me. And I want that for you. But when you tether them together, I promise you, it's going to be so huge. It's going to feel so much better. And you're going to do this because you want to do this for everyone else, not just for yourself. I truly hope you grab hold of that. And next, you want to track your progress and adjust as needed. Remember, what you don't manage, you lose. So review your habits weekly and tweak your system. What's working? What's holding you back? Quick adjustments. It makes me think about someone said, hire slow, fire fast. Do the same thing with your habits. Do the same thing with the things that get in your way. Move slowly before you make a decision. To a degree. Slowly means 30 minutes an hour, but then be fast to get rid of the things that are in your way. And here's a quote. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And that is by James Clear from one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. And then last but not least, we got the big boy, number 7. You're ready for it. Be persistent. Be ferocious. Be focused. Persistence wins the game. Success is not about motivation, but about building a consistent habits and following a structured system every day. My day, like I told you, starts at 6 a.m. and ends around 9 p.m. Within that time, I have committed myself to my routine and habits that align with the physique I want to have, the money I want to possess, and manage along with many other business-oriented tasks that must be addressed for me to get what I want. And just like me and many others, you need to be persistent and let no one tell you or make excuses as to why something is not possible. You deserve that chance for yourself, and you can provide it. So grab hold to habitual living. It is the way. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend or family member that you believe it would help. I believe they'll truly appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be with me. Love you, and God bless. Take care.